Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Rick Usa here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews and where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Today we are back with the Air Venturi Avenge-X in 177. The conditions couldn't be better. What are we going to do today? Let's find out. Okay guys, before we get started, I want to remind you that we have a Patreon channel and also we have the Officers Club over at airgunarmy.com. If you guys want to help support what we're doing and help us do projects outside our normal sponsorships, well, that's how you're going to do it. It's only $5 a month and we really appreciate all the help we can get there. We've got some kind of cool things lined up. We're working with a compressor right now that was like our first project, but we've got some other things we want to do too. And what do you get for that? Well, you get early access, ads-free content. You also get exclusive content and some behind-the-scenes footage too. So we try and give you a lot of cool stuff for that $5 a month. And if you want to know more, links are in the video description. So today's video, the Avenge-X Air Venturi, brought to you by PyramydAir. Guys, if you haven't checked out PyramydAir.com, you definitely have to. They have been a sponsor of mine since way, in fact, one of the very first sponsors I ever had some 15 plus years ago. So super big thank you to PyramydAir. So the Avenge-X, guys, we've already done a bunch of videos on this gun, and I really like what this gun brings to the table. So what are we doing today? Well, we're gonna shoot at 50 yards. Conditions really are probably some of the best conditions we've had in months. It's a little bit of a breeze. You'll see it move the banners behind me just a little bit, but it is about dead calm today. It's a little bit warm, but it is absolutely gorgeous. So what are we doing? Well, we've got the gun here. We're shooting at 50 yards. We're gonna shoot the 10.3 pellets and the 13.43, I think they are. Slugs. The Slugs did like super good in our 25-yard pellet test, so like the best of all of them. I made a couple other modifications. Haven't changed the reg, haven't changed the hammer spring. I have been watching the reg. Some of you guys have been saying, oh, Rick, you got a bad reg. I don't know if I did or not, or if it's just the way this reg works. When you first fill it up, it wants to maybe be a little high. After a couple shots, it settles right down and then it just stays there. So I don't know. I'll let Air Venturi reach out and tell me what's going on with that. But I cannot deny how well the gun shoots. And frankly, I'm more concerned about the kind of results I'm getting on paper than chasing a needle on a gauge, okay? So when we were doing our other tests, there was like the first couple shots may be hot, but then it settled right down. The way you can solve that, just take a couple shots after you fill it, let your gauge settle if you want to watch that needle, and then you're going to be fine. So that's how I'm going to run this. I don't really need to fill this up in between shooting because we're getting 80 shots per fill. And I've had some other people comment about, oh, you can get more. I'm thinking 80 shots. We've got a cylinder, not a bottle. We're getting 80 shots on the reg. I'm trying to think of what other air guns I have that put out this kind of energy and power and consistency on the velocity that's given me 80 shots per fill. And I don't know that I have one. So I am like super tickled with 80 shots. Can we get more? Oh, I'm sure we can make some adjustments to get more, but that's a lot of shooting, guys. 80 shots is great. The other comment we had was somebody was saying that the cheek riser wasn't in the right location. Well, as far as I'm concerned, if you're comfortable with your gun, shoot it. I've been doing this a long time, and I don't have to have everything perfectly lined up to get consistent results. That's me, though. So I found this perfectly comfortable. I got a good cheek weld for me and was shooting it. But to, kind of give it a try, give people, try their suggestion, I did go ahead and adjust the cheek piece, and we'll see how it does today. I have shot it, I was shooting it before without this adjustment, and it was doing really well. So we'll see how it does. I don't think that gives me any issues whatsoever, but because you can do it, if you want to adjust this to give yourself that perfect eye relief, that perfect consistent cheek weld and all that stuff, well, if it's there, you might as well go ahead and use it. But I just wanted to say, for me, not a big deal. I could use it with or without that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sit down. I'm going to shoot some pellets, starting with pellets out at 50 yards. I'll take a couple sighters, And then we're gonna do 4 5-shot groups and see which one does best. Now, our next video after that, we're gonna take whichever one does best, pellets or slugs, and we're gonna stretch things out to 100 yards because today, the conditions are perfect. I don't know when we're gonna have these again, so we're gonna make the most of it. So let's go ahead and get started here with some pellets. Oh, those are slugs, Rick, not pellets. Let's try again. There we go. All right, so we're shooting JSB 10.3. And you can go back and look at my other videos and kind of get an idea of what we were pushing for velocities. These were mid 900s, low to mid 900s. So pretty good. They're moving pretty good. 21, 22 foot-pounds was about where we were at. The pellets did a little bit better. The slugs had a little bit more energy at like topping out at like 24, almost 25 foot-pounds. And that's a good bit of energy for a 177. All right, and again, I haven't touched the gun. I don't want to start messing with hammer spring adjustments, regulator. I don't want to deal with any of that. I want to shoot it as it came out of the box. Because if you buy this gun and you don't have a chronograph, for example, and you start twisting and turning things, you're going to find yourself all over the map. You're not going to have any way to know how your gun's performing. So most people, I'm guessing, that buy a gun don't have a chronograph. It's only us weirdos that like are super particular and like we're super enthusiasts. We have a chronograph. And you know you're a real air gunner if you have shot your chronograph before, which I have done. Angie's shaking her head that she hasn't shot her chronograph yet. And I say yet. And maybe she never will. So maybe she'll never be a real air gunner. Or maybe she is a real air gunner that just has surpassed all other air gunners that haven't shot their chronograph yet. But besides that, hi Angie, she's behind the camera today. Yeah, so I'm shooting this right as it came. So that's what we're doing. We will get around to swapping the barrel and us changing calibers and adjusting the reg and all that kind of stuff. But for now, and for our next couple of videos, we're just sticking to what we got out of the box. So let's go ahead. And I was shooting slugs earlier, but I didn't put them on paper. Let's see. I'm going to shoot the center sighter with pellets. And let's see how we do here. I don't want to fight do not want to fight the rest here. Okay. Gosh, the conditions are great. Here we go. First shot. And it was on safe. Okay, we're left. Hello. What is that going on? Oh, pellet fell out. That's strange. Okay, that's weird. All right, second shot here. And then we'll adjust our scope if we need to. Okay, so we're way left. And we were way high. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Let's see if this gets us a little closer to the black. We're in it. That's good. Okay, we're going to go with that. It'll be close enough. We'll get a good idea of how the groups are going to be. That's what we're looking for anyway. Okay. And we are sitting at right at 2 on the reg. And we are at 4,000 PSI on the bottle or the cylinder. So everything is settling in nicely. Okay, top left target. Here we go. And I'm aiming dead center. That is just not right. What is up with that? Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Second shot. Okay, we're just a little bit to the right. Let's just keep going. Oh, that's way to the right. Okay. All right. Do we have, let's see here. Let's try this again, see if it jams up again. I don't know what's going on there. We do have another mag, so if something's wrong with the magazine, we can just adjust. That is shooting way to the right. I'm going to use my mil dots, or my, this is actually the SR Pro reticle, so it doesn't have your standard like 20x or 10x mil dot aim points. So I'm going to use what I have and adjust a little bit. Let's see how we do on the next 5-shot group. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay, that's good. Next 5-shot group. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay. A teeny little bit of a breeze right now. I can see some leaves moving out there on the range, so I don't know what it's like out there. If I can feel it here, we definitely have some stuff going on out there. One. 2. 3. All right. Huh. Didn't like that. Okay. 4. 5. Whoa, man. Oh, you can tell they want to group. That last one, I had 3 of them through the same hole, and then a couple that flew. Now, I mean, personally, this is me personally. I think 177s, your normal 177, we're not talking about Joe's hot-rodded 177 stuff, but normal 177s have a real purpose, like in the backyard, okay? 25, 30 yards, really good for that. When you start stretching to 50, man, now this is again me personally, and I know there's going to be, especially those that love 177, love to shoot their high-end 177s, are going to probably have a real problem with this. But I just think that at the end of the day, 177 is great for the backyard. You go to 22 and start going up the, up the power scale. All right, now, yeah, okay, so that's when we can really start stretching it. But the results I got, they're what I would expect from a decent 177 at 50 yards. Okay, so that's just me. All right, so we're going to take a shot at the sighter, bottom sighter, and see where we're hitting and adjust our scope accordingly. And I don't know. Oh, wow. Oh, way to the right. Okay, up and down's good. Oh, yeah. I'm going to come to the left. off just a bit. Okay, I'll take another shot and then we're going to go ahead and just start with these. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I am so excited about the possibility of a 177 slug gun. Now, I don't know if making modifications to this, like to push it a little hotter. We have a lot of gas in the tank here, whether it's hammer spring or reg. I'll be very curious to see if, when we get to that point, if we can have the slugs do better. We got a good breeze coming now too, so we have a little bit to deal with there. We're gonna go ahead and start shooting. Top right corner, let's do our 5-shot groups. And then I think we're gonna have some good data to look at here. All right, let's take a look here. Top right, first shot. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. It's not even going to be a competition. Next 5-shot group. I am not going to change my hold. We're just going to shoot groups here. On our next video, when we're shooting steel, whichever one comes out best, we'll make sure we're zeroed before we start stretching it out. Okay, here we go. 1. 2. 3. That wind's pushing. 3. 4. 5. Okay. You guys can see the banners moving. I can watch the leaves moving. We definitely have some wind out on the range now. It's getting a little warmer. It's getting a little bit later in the afternoon, so it's when things start to pick up generally. All right, here we go. We have one pellet sort of encroaching in our space. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Oh yeah, that's what we want. That is exactly what we want. Okay, and last group here. The wind's died down too, it's help. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop that camera, bring that target back, and we'll talk about it and we'll see who won the day. All right, guys, so we have a pretty easy decision here. Sometimes we do these videos and the results are so close it's hard to tell, but this is our pellets. And look, I think at 50 yards, minus some of the ones that were, you know, shots in the sighting in trying to get in target. But when we look at the groups here and here, these are all pretty good groups at 50 yards in a 177. I don't really have any complaints there. But when we start looking over here at the slugs, that's very good. The wind picked up on this group here, but it's still pretty decent. Here, This one is actually one that we had when we were sighting in, so that one doesn't count. So this is our group for the Slugs there, and then this was our final group. I mean, these are really good groups. For 50 yards, 177, yeah, I'm pretty tickled. So I think the choice is pretty obvious. The Slugs absolutely ruled the day here. So in our next video, hope you guys will catch it, we're going to shoot out to 100 yards on our steel target range and see how our Slugs do with that. So that's going to be our next video, so definitely subscribe, all that kind of stuff so you don't miss it. Before we go, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. You can check them out at airgunweb.com. Especially want to say thank you to PyramydAir, who has provided this gun, Hawk Optics, who provided the optics, JSB, who provided the pellets. So super huge thank you again for PyramydAir. Remember, you're looking to buy your next airgun supplies, your scope, pellets, compressor, all the stuff that goes around air gunning, or you want to pick up this brand new Avenge-X 177, 22, 25, standard stock, wood stock, tactical stock, bullpup stock, and guess what? Yes, you can start with one and turn it into anything else. You can even change this over to a bottle. The whole Avenge-X is completely customizable, so we're going to be working with this thing for a while. If you want one of those, check them out, www.pyramydair.com. So that's going to be it. My name is Rick Utzer here with AirgunWeb, your home for old school airgun reviews, and we'll retell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.